What's up, everyone? This is the Blockchain Report, and today we're just going to look at the markets, kind of check out some news, see what's going on in the space of the blockchain, cryptocurrency, DeFi, NFTs, whatever's under that umbrella, we'll cover it. Just kind of jump in, looking at the markets. Been up past 7 days or past 3 or 4 days, got a nice relief bounce. Still looking like it's an overall downtrend, but we'll just wait and see. Not a ton of exciting stuff, but a lot of progress. A lot of progress. 1.3 billion market cap or trillion. ETH gas, pretty average. It's nice to see that in the 10 to 20 range after it being in the several hundreds last year and earlier this year. Steady progress on the ETH network. Little weekly market update. People are still expecting more downside. Just don't be over leveraged. If you go one way or the other, as it can go against you, and you definitely do not want that, especially if you're trading leverage. These are just some metrics. Bitcoin and ETH balances. If you want to check this out a little more, I don't dive into too much technical analysis on here, but feel free to check this out on crypto.com. They have some pretty good market updates. Different put call ratios on the options. So give some good metrics on what's going on. And a little bit of DeFi updates. There's some talks that Uniswap may be getting hit next after XRP for their decentralized exchange. However, we'll wait and see what the SEC has to say about this. Wasn't trying to rhyme there, but that was pretty good. And USDT launching on Polygon network. Some of these tokens weren't cross-network compatible, so that's good to see a little bit more of. Terra, I know that a lot of people have been burned on Terra, no pun intended, but they've launched their 2.0 network and their token, which saw a pretty big fall. I believe we'll look later in the news and we'll jump into that. Uniswap hits milestone. They're definitely the most used decentralized exchange. Terra, just an absolute bloodbath, and the community not very happy to see the project just crumble like that. Tron overtakes Avalanche, become third biggest network. I don't believe Tron has a lot going on. I see Avalanche having a much stronger community and much stronger network in the long term. And so keep an eye out for Avalanche. Waves DeFi revival plan. I saw Waves had a nice pump over the past day or so. Dogecoin Ethereum bridge for DeFi use remains on track. There's another use case for Dogecoin. Not so much use case, but another application for it. I know that some of these meme coins they're working on utility and use case. Whether or not they'll last, that's remains to be seen. So keep an eye on Dogecoin and these other guys. I know there's some Shiba news that I wanted to go over in a little bit. Cardano's Epoch 340s finished. Smart contract usage spikes almost 30%. It's really good. It's really good. Cardano has been one of my favorites for a long time. and to see them really pumping out stuff on their network is awesome. We had the I'm blanking on the name of Sunday Swap. Yeah, their DEX, their DeFi platform. It was really a disaster when it launched, but amazing to see so much push to get stuff done on the network, and to fix issues that arise. So a new DeFi index targets proven blue chip assets. This is one thing that I want to cover a lot on the channel, is more blue chip NFTs, blue chip projects, ones that have been around long enough to have some solid ground. And then you can, if you're interested in some year-end finance, Q4 reports. But than that, this is one thing I want to mention is Optimism. Optimism is a layer 2 network that has much cheaper fees than Ethereum, and they have an airdrop happening next week, I believe, and there have been some issues with people getting access to that early, so they're working on cracking down, and just some other stuff. They're working on merging Ethereum, the testnet, I believe in August is what one of the news articles was saying. Just some changes in the different project metrics between Ethereum, Cardano, Avalanche, some of the top ones outside of Bitcoin. 7-day change, total value locked. You definitely want to see that number increase. 7-day average volume, market cap, and total value locked. I remember somebody discussing this number and the importance of it, but I don't remember what they discussed in that. So if you're interested in all of this, some pretty cool stuff. If you look over time, the network's increasing, growing at an exponential rate, faster than the internet was growing in the 90s. Some layer 2 project metrics. Total value locked. So yeah, just some other market updates. Onto some news. Cardano spikes 25%. The others around the market adding about 4.5%. And I'm not sold on Bitcoin actually bottoming out yet, as we still have a nice 4 or 5 months left in this bear market, at least. Well, not the total bear market, but at least until somewhat of a bottom. If you're going by the Bitcoin cycles. So Bitcoin is about at 31.6. Cardano saw a huge bump in price, and that could be due to the increase in smart contracts or usage, network usage, or it could just be part of this relief rally and people seeing ADA at sub 50 cents, which is amazing to see after that huge run up to the mid $3 range. I definitely snagged some up down here at 50 cents. The others added 5.8%, XRP 5%, AVAX and Solana 4%. So And just some relief bounces around the markets. Here's a little more about the Optimism token airdrops, apparently claimed by some users ahead of the official announcement. Now, if you've used Optimism before, or I don't remember what the date is, but sometime last year, and depending on how many times you use the network, they have a whole breakdown that I'll cover in a different video on the Optimism network and the airdrop. So yeah, check that out. Go to the Optimism Twitter page, and I do not have that pulled up. Actually, if you go to their actual page, the app.optimism.io, they'll have it here, and you scroll all the way down, and you can connect your wallet or paste your address and check and see if you're eligible. But yeah, I think the lowest tier is 700 something Optimism tokens for just interacting with the network one time or a few times. So check that. This could have similar effects to what Uniswap did when people used their network before their token launch. They were airdropped 400 Uni tokens, and people made quite a bit of money off of that. Yeah, Optimism airdrop, check that out. So PayPal Ventures, first layer 1 investment. This is pretty cool. PayPal getting into layer 1 investing. We need big backing in this space, and having capital coming from big tech companies can help. Now, whether or not their views and beliefs of their company or how they run stuff will affect these projects is I don't believe it'll infiltrate these projects that they invest in, but when money's involved, you can't really rule out anything. Yeah, PayPal investing in some layer 1 projects or layer 1 project. And now after the Luna, here I'll go to this because this is a little predecessor, because Luna initially dropped 65+%, and people were not happy because they got airdropped these tokens at a certain fraction of what they at a certain fraction or a certain value that was a fraction of what they were worth prior to Terra collapse, and it was just a whole mess. And of course, after a huge dump, you're going to get a pump. So Terra Luna's token surges 40% after listing on Binance. Now, that doesn't mean go out and buy Terra Luna, because it's going to go back up however much it fell from. I think it was in the $20 range, and then it just tanked to sub-penny. It was incredible to see. But yeah, you trade that at your own risk. Now, this is one I find interesting, as I'm not sure, Ethereum switching from proof of work to proof of stake. I don't believe that it'll be done completely this year. They've got a lot to work on once they get the testnet merged, and I just think that they have a lot to work on. Now, it's good to see it's closer to launching, and I saw a metric earlier that was that said 10% of Ethereum has now of the circulating supply has now been staked for ETH 2.0, which is absolutely incredible. That means you have a lot. 10% of the circulating supply. That's incredible. Just locked up until or to help support the network. That's almost as incredible as Cardano's 75% staked, which is amazing. That goes to show you how strong of a community these people have, or these projects have. Now this is touching on what I mentioned earlier about meme coins and their use case, and not really having any use case before, but working towards something that gives them value. And this is one I think this is kind of funny, but if it sticks, hey, good for them. I guess they're working with a decentralized online booking platform, Exceltrip. I haven't heard of this one before. Apparently they have over 450 airlines, 2 million hotels, car rental agencies, and I've heard of D-Travel, and there's another one that's escaping me right now. But these are going to be hot. These are going to be hot. There's one that's like an Airbnb type thing where you can list your house, and okay, this one you have to register. So let's see, you register, okay. Yeah, powered by blockchain, travel the world and paying cryptos with Exceltrip. Exceltrip's a decentralized travel ecosystem, is enabling direct connectivity and access between travelers and travel service providers. By transferring and integrating blockchain technology into the travel sector, Exceltrip envisions to eliminate the need of middlemen in travel planning and booking. We have also built a platform and base to leverage crypto adoption and crypto use cases. Yeah, we'll see. How long has this been around? I don't even know. This is interesting though. It's very interesting. Let's check flights. Flights have been really pricey. So let's say near me, so SFO, and I need to go visit my family, which usually is $400 or $500. Oh, $300 or $400. Now it's $500 or $600. Let's say I go the middle of September. Just go for a week. Yeah. Travel 1. Now let's see how well this looks. And let's see. Something's up with this thing. I don't get something's weird with this. Yeah, maybe they need to fix something. But that's cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah, if that takes off, good for them. But I'll keep an eye on that. Next one of Brazil's leading real estate companies, accepts crypto as forms of payment. It's good to see a lot of large businesses and holding companies accepting crypto, especially overseas, different countries that have tougher laws and regulations on money and people who don't have access to banking as much, and or the economy's not as good or they're corrupted. It's great that other people or the people have other means to buy homes and different assets. It's a powerful thing with crypto assets and currencies and investments. They can't, if you own your wallet and own your keys and your crypto is stored in a safe place, they can't do anything about it. They can't take it from you, nothing. And there's a mention from earlier about Tether joining Polygon. And it's just another stable coin that you can use on their network. Terra. Just a couple more things before we finish up. Nike owned RTFKT Studios adds the .swoosh.eth domain name. I don't know if you've seen the domain names, but you can get an Ethereum name service address, a .eth address. They can get pretty pricey just because of the transaction fees or the gas fees, but if you get one while the network's low, then or not busy, then you can get some pretty cheap domains, which is pretty cool. So that's interesting. Looks like they got a handful others: Artifacts, Dermos, Mint Vial, Dreamos, Space Strip, Dripcoin. It's interesting. I wonder what made them go with these names, but that's pretty cool. The University of Sao Paulo builds a metaverse research lab. You can be seeing this a lot more. A lot of colleges, businesses. I saw one of Subway saying that they were expanding into the metaverse, and it sounds funny, but interestingly enough, if you go into one of these places in the metaverse, you can order your food right there and have it delivered to your house in real life. So, as silly as it is, it has practical application, practical use case. So, that's what people want to see more of is, can I use this? What can I do with it? Is it applicable to my life and current situation? Another little metaverse news is Apple developing their first headset, which that looks a lot better than the Oculus, I'll tell you that. I'm still not for putting that thing on my head. But it looks fun. Looks really fun. So if you're interested in that, Apple, if you're a big Apple head, that should be exciting for you. And the last thing, the WEF. There's a lot we can say about this group, just put it lightly. Planning to build their own metaverse as if they don't already have enough control in the real world. So, yeah, if you know much about what's been going on the past couple of years, you know a lot about these clowns, and say what you want. If you have this group of people who has a lot of power and a lot of sway over a lot of governments, and it's not necessarily a good thing. but believe what you want, feel how you want. I'm not here to poke fun, tell you what you should and shouldn't think and feel. It's a free place. But if you don't know much about this organization, just dive a little bit deeper into them. Do a little more. Do some due diligence. But yeah, they're planning on building their own little metaverse and probably have businesses and to funnel their company or their funds through. So that'll be interesting. I wonder how many people will be excited for that. But yeah, one more look at the markets. About the same. Hopefully we get a little bit bigger pump. We can find some more shorts to enter in. But don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. Thank you so much for joining me today. As always, have a great one. I will talk to you soon.